What goals are you setting as you look to what comes next in your business career?
I think you'd like to think that people have kind of always know what the goal is, right? When I got hired at Turner, I got hired to do a very specific thing. And we're about halfway through that build, I think. Maybe a little less. So, my goal is to finish that build. So goals right now in terms of, on a business sense, are subcomponents of the build. And making sure that the thing is adopted. So one of my big concerns, one of our big goals right now, is now that we've built there's this phrase in the startup community called minimally viable product. It's like, how little do you need to a software product or even a hardware product do you need to make something interesting, right, to a consumer, right? The consumer would actually be willing to pay for it or use it, right? So we're past that point, right? We've got to a point of the analytic tools that we've created are more than minimally viable. In fact, they are some of the enterprise class tools that are available out there. We are finding that we actually have a lot more functionality in our home built analytics stack than these tools that have been being developed for 15 years. So now the question, and it's very clear, right? Anyone who looks at it says yes, of course. Now the challenge is in getting those tools adopted. Right. So the challenge, and it's always this way in technology, the challenge is not the building of it, although that can be challenging if you're the IRS or the FBI, who takes way longer than they need to build something. But my staff is very competent, really good developers. They stood this thing up really fast. Right. We have a really nice stack, a really nice set of tools. Now the challenge is getting these things adopted by the users, right? So our kind of primary goal now is, now that we built something that is more than minimally viable, how do we get folks to use it? If we can't get folks to use it, one of two things, right? Either we were wrong, we got it wrong, or we didn't do a good enough job of advocacy, right? This is why you have evangelists, right? So I think the phase we're shifting into a little bit is now more of an evangelism phase. So my goals, kind of professionally, are for people to adopt the tools, right, and that we get business impact from them, right. That's what really drives success, I think, for certainly how I perceive it, right. If we're not having business impact, what do we do it for? Personal goals are pretty much the same. Keeping the wife happy, keeping the kids healthy, helping their development. And I think that's the only goal I would add is, it is a goal. Look, I really hope next year. I really, really hope next year when we do this, I can say, Eric, I finally bought that convertible. That is a goal. I think my wife is blanching, because when I show her the kind of car I want, I think she can't get her head around the fact that it is twice as expensive as any other vehicle she has ever owned. And truthfully, I'm having a bit of a hard time with it too, but I'm just going to go for it.